The moose is one of the most underestimated animals on the planet, and one of the most dangerous. It can kill a wolf with a single kick. Even bears avoid a direct fight with one. Most people see a big, clumsy deer, a peaceful creature of the forest. But behind that image is an animal with 5 biological features that make it one of the most dangerous creatures in the wild. Let's start with the most obvious one. A moose's legs are not just a means of getting around, they are its primary weapon, and arguably the most effective weapon of any herbivore in the northern forest. An adult moose weighs anywhere from 1,100 to 1,800 pounds. Some large bulls push past 2,000, and yet its legs are disproportionately long. Shoulder height reaches nearly 6.5 feet. When an animal like that strikes downward with a front leg, the force is comparable to a sledgehammer blow in the range of 660 to 1,300 pounds. One well-placed kick can shatter a wolf's spine or crush its skull. Veterinarians in Scandinavia and Canada document these kinds of injuries in wolves on a regular basis. On top of that, a moose has virtually no blind spots. It controls the space around it in nearly 360 degrees, striking forward, backward, and sideways with equal accuracy. Approaching an adult moose safely and undetected is next to impossible. It's not just wolves that keep their distance. Bears too tend to avoid a direct confrontation with a healthy, full-grown moose. Then there's the speed. At an average weight of around 1,500 pounds, a moose can reach 35 miles per hour. That's the speed of a car moving through a residential neighborhood. A collision with that much mass at that speed isn't just an impact, it's a catastrophe for anything in the way. Outrunning a charging moose in the woods is nearly impossible. And what makes these legs truly unique is that they work in deep snow. Where wolves bog down and lose speed, a moose keeps moving with confidence. Its long legs allow it to literally step over snow that becomes an impassable barrier for other animals. To put the moose's size in perspective, a large bull can weigh 1,800 to 2,000 pounds, more than most fighting bulls in Spain. It outweighs a lion several times over, since a male lion typically weighs around 420 pounds. A bull moose's weight is roughly comparable to a polar bear's, and compared to a human, the difference is staggering. A moose can be 7 to 10 times heavier. That mass also makes a moose collision on the highway uniquely deadly. Because of its long legs, the bulk of the animal sits high off the ground. When a vehicle strikes a moose, the legs give way on impact, and the entire body drops straight down onto the windshield and roof. Hundreds of pounds of weight come crashing directly into the passenger compartment. That's what makes these crashes so catastrophic, even at highway speeds. In summer, moose spend far more time near water than most people realize. And it's not just about drinking or cooling off. The moose is one of the few large mammals that regularly dives for food. Aquatic plants, water lilies, pondweeds, horsetails, are rich in sodium and minerals that are almost entirely absent from land-based vegetation. For an animal that weighs 1,500 pounds, this is a critical nutritional resource. And the moose has learned to harvest it where no other large animal can reach, on the bottom of lakes and rivers at depths of several feet. To make this possible, nature gave the moose several specialized adaptations. Its nostrils close automatically when it submerges, like valves. The epiglottis in its throat seals off the airway and completely separates it from the esophagus. This means a moose can chew and swallow food underwater without any risk of drowning. Its thick, mobile lips grab plants with near-surgical precision, without opening its mouth any wider than necessary. It can hold its breath for up to a minute. A moose swims across rivers and lakes with ease. There are documented cases of moose jumping off steep, high riverbanks without hesitation, as if it's the most natural thing in the world. In the water, a moose is fully in its element. Many predators lose their edge in water. A moose does not. But a moose's love of water occasionally works against it. In rare cases, it can become prey for orca whales. This happens along the coastlines of North America, in areas like Alaska and British Columbia, where moose swim across saltwater channels between islands. At those moments, out in open water, they become vulnerable. Orcas are among the very few predators capable of taking down an adult moose in its own weak zone. The antler spread of an adult bull moose can reach up to 6 feet across, the weight up to 65 pounds. These are the largest antlers of any deer species on the planet, but the size is only part of the story. What matters just as much is how they work. Moose antlers are living bone tissue. Every spring, they grow back from scratch. During the growth phase, they are covered in a soft, velvety skin laced with blood vessels. This skin feeds the antlers and drives their growth at a rate of up to 3/4 of an inch per day. Over the course of a few months, small bony nubs develop into massive, heavy palms weighing tens of pounds. Then the blood supply shuts off, the velvet dries out and peels away, leaving solid bone behind. After the breeding season, the bull's testosterone levels drop, the base of the antlers weakens, and they simply fall off. In spring, the whole process starts over. Brand new antlers every year. It's an enormous expenditure of energy, but evolution decided the investment was worth it. Unlike the antlers of other deer species, which tend to be narrow and branching, moose antlers are wide and palmate. They're not designed for piercing. Their purpose is pressure, leverage, and control in a fight. During fall rut, bulls come together chest to chest, lock antlers, and push against each other with their full body weight. The winner earns the right to breed. The loser walks away. There are documented cases where two bulls' antlers lock together permanently, and both animals die of exhaustion. It happens. Winter is a test for everything alive in the northern forest. Grass is buried under snow. Temperatures drop below zero. Most animals either hibernate, migrate, or barely scrape through to spring. The moose stays, and does just fine. The secret is that a moose simply changes its menu. In winter, its diet becomes branches, young shoots, and tree bark. Willow, birch, aspen, mountain ash, all of it works. Its lips are mobile and strong enough to strip bark and snap off branches. Its neck and shoulders can easily break young saplings. It doesn't forage, it literally starts eating the forest around it. Here, those legs come into play again. At nearly 6.5 feet at the shoulder, a moose can reach branches at heights of 10 feet and above, far beyond the reach of deer, roe deer, or most other herbivores. In that sense, its anatomy works like a giraffe's. Exceptional height unlocks food resources that competitors simply cannot access. A moose's teeth don't look intimidating, but they're perfectly suited to its diet. It has no upper incisors. In their place is a tough dental pad, against which it shears off branches with its lower teeth. The real work is done by the molars. Wide and flat, like millstones, they grind down tough, woody material. The bite force of a moose has been estimated at around 300 to 500 pounds per square inch, more than enough to crush branches and strip bark. But the real secret is in the digestion. The moose is a ruminant with a 4-chambered stomach. It quickly swallows its food, then brings it back up and chews it again, extracting maximum nutrition even from coarse, fibrous wood. A moose's coat is made of hollow fibers. Each individual hair is hollow inside, like a tube. This is the same structure found in polar bear fur. The trapped air inside each hair acts as insulation. As a result, a moose retains body heat even in extreme cold and stays fully active throughout the winter. While other animals are struggling to survive, the moose is simply going about its life. Moose grow fast. A calf already weighs around 33 pounds at birth, and within a few months is confidently following its mother. Sexual maturity comes at around 2 years of age, and full size is reached by 4 to 5 years. In the wild, moose typically live 10 to 15 years, though in rare cases they can live longer. The moose's final feature is the most unexpected one, and probably the most dangerous for humans. In injury statistics from wildlife encounters, moose consistently outrank bears and wolves combined, across Canada, Alaska, and Scandinavia. Not because moose are more vicious, but because there are far more of them. They live close to people, and they attack without warning. A moose has poor eyesight. It didn't evolve as a visual predator. It doesn't need to be. Its hearing and sense of smell more than compensate. It can detect a scent from hundreds of yards away, sound even further. Its ears are large, mobile, and can rotate nearly independently of each other, picking up sounds from multiple directions at once. A moose can hear a snapping twig or footsteps from up to 300 feet away, even in dense forest. That early warning system means a moose knows you're there long before you see it. And that's exactly what makes an encounter so unpredictable. Two scenarios are especially dangerous. The first, a cow with a calf. A cow moose weighs 600 to 900 pounds and does not retreat from a threat. She charges. No warning, no intermediate signal, just an attack. The second, a bull during the rut from September through November. During this period, testosterone levels alter the bull's behavior so dramatically that it responds aggressively to any movement, any sound, any scent that its brain interprets as a threat or a rival. That's why a moose is not just a big deer. It's an animal in which raw strength, speed, adaptation, and unpredictable aggression have all come together in one package. It defends its place in the ecosystem so effectively that even wolves and bears tend to look for easier targets. That's why people often call the moose the king of the northern forest. The moose is a survival system pushed to its limits, but even it has limits. In the northern hemisphere, there is one animal with no equal: the polar bear. Watch our episode on the 5 superpowers of the polar bear, the most dangerous predator on the planet.